You know, it is to a certain degree ridiculous for companies like Apple to try to fix the consequences of leaks and not the problem, as it looks like Apple has caught on to the crazy amount of leaks we've been getting this past year and wants to do something about it, but the wrong way. We have even more information on the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE's delay, and it might be actually exclusive to certain regions. And speaking of Samsung, new renders show us the Galaxy Watch 4, and it looks pretty hot. I'm Jaime Rivera, and to hear a company blame leakers for leaks is like me saying that I'm to blame for covering the information in the news. The coverage is the consequence, it's not the problem, Apple. This is Pocketnow Daily. It's been a pretty big week for deals, so let's end it the way we started, with a couple of more good ones, and again, you can skip these in the time codes. Starting with the M1 MacBook Air, which is still getting a $100 discount, leaving the base model in every color for $900. The brand new M1 iMac is $50 off in the silver and blue color options, meaning it starts at $1,250, and you can also grab the higher tier variant with the 8-core CPU and other ports with the same discount if you go for blue and silver options. Now I'm gonna include the Microsoft Surface Duo here just because the deal is kind of crazy, but not because the product is any good. You can actually get an insane $795 off, meaning you can grab it for the price that it should have always been at $634. I still feel you should be paid to use that product instead though, but anyways. Then we get the OnePlus 8, which is getting a $60 price drop, so you can grab the glacial green variant for $639. Finally, Samsung's Galaxy Tab S6 Lite is $126 off, leaving that at $304. And then we have more deals on MSI monitors, Sony TVs, Chromebooks, and more in the description. Now let's shift focus onto Cupertino, as we have a couple of leaks that tell us what to expect for their wearables this year. Starting with AirPods, there's a new DigiTimes report that claims that Apple suppliers, which I won't try to even pronounce, have all kicked off shipments for Apple's next generation products, to include the Apple Watch, AirPods, and the iPhone. This goes along with a Bloomberg report from Mark Gurman that mentioned that the third generation AirPods would launch later this year with a design that resembles the AirPods Pro. And by the way, rumors hint that the next generation AirPods Pro will have to wait until next year for a refresh. Now, moving on to the Apple Watch, one of Apple's suppliers' websites confirms that they have a new double-sided technology for the logic board, which will allow them to shrink their chip, pretty much like what we get with iPhones, paving the way for a smaller S7 chip in the end. We don't really know how this smaller double-sided chip will play out with the Apple Watch, as other rumors point to it getting slightly thicker, but maybe that's the reason why. Mark Gurman claims that Cupertino has been testing thinner display bezels along with a new lamination technique for the display, which could have flat edges, according to previous leaks by John Prosser. I mean, both of these rumors sound great, and we're getting closer to the fall, so I mean, we're closer to the products too. Let's move on to Sammy for a couple of segments, starting with wearables, as the company plans to unveil something very soon. I mean, earlier this week, they put out a teaser for MWC where they plan to reimagine smartwatches, and that headline actually makes sense considering their new collaboration with Google for Wear OS. Now we have a new gallery of images from 91 Mobiles that shows off the upcoming Galaxy Watch 4 series. Apparently, these renders were recovered by a reliable industry source, and they show off the new design and color variants. You still get the round form factor with the aluminum build, new buttons, and we're also getting a wider array of color combinations thanks to the bands. Now, some of the combinations include white and silver, blue and black, and coral with rose gold. And now, yes, I have to say that these are just too similar to the Galaxy Watch Active 4 renders we got a couple of days ago, but then Evan Blass claims that the Watch Active 4 isn't coming right now. So this could also mean that the Galaxy Watch is actually making a move from stainless steel to aluminum, which is not necessarily that good. Now, we haven't heard much information on the Galaxy Watch 4, but it'll apparently come with a BIA sensor, which can measure body fat composition, apparently, helping you reach your fat-burning goals in a more efficient way. For it to just calculate my BMI is all I care about. But anyways, we're a couple of days away from MWC, so we'll keep you posted. Let's keep the spotlight on Samsung, but move on to the Galaxy S21 FE, which is facing a lot of road bumps ahead of its release. A couple of weeks ago, we were expecting this phone to launch along with the Z Fold and Z Flip, but a slew of new reports claim that the S21 FE has been delayed until Q4 due to the global chip shortage. Now we have a new report from South Korea that claims once again that the launch has been postponed from early August to October, and this report actually adds that there will be a limited availability. Apparently, it'll initially be exclusive to the United States and Europe due to the limited amounts, and it will not launch in countries like Japan and even South Korea. Insiders also revealed that Samsung even considered a total shutdown of the production, but due to the popularity the FE line gained last year, they decided to still produce it, but again in limited quantities. Finally, the report claims that this chip shortage is also one of the main reasons why we won't be getting a Galaxy Note this year, and yeah, we'll have to wait until 2022. We're expecting the S21 FE to bring nearly identical specifications to the regular Galaxy S21, but with multiple color variants and probably a more affordable price tag. Let's see what happens in October. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's go back to Apple, but we actually won't be talking about any products today. We'll be discussing leaks and how badly Apple seems to want to handle the situation. There's a ton of reports going around where several leakers have received warning letters from lawyers representing Apple. One of the most notable tipsters, Kang, posted on his Weibo page that Apple commissioned a law firm to send letters to a number of leakers, cautioning them that they must not disclose information about unreleased Apple products. The letter goes on to say that these leaks actually mislead customers due to the fact that what they disclose might not be accurate and could also give Apple's competitors valuable information. They showed Kang some of his own Weibo posts in the letter where he gave people product release dates and even purchase suggestions. As a result, he answered that he has never published undisclosed product pictures, or solid information for that matter, which is the case for most of the leakers Apple is targeting, like in the case of Love to Dream, where he vaguely leaks a product by saying that he had a dream about it, not really giving away any information. Kang ended his comments on the matter by saying that he isn't really sending pictures or leaking them, but he is still used as a target, so he won't be posting dreams or riddles in the future. However, he still wants to use his Weibo page freely to give his opinion on Apple products. Other people, like Concept Creator, who does not even leak information but helps create renders of these, also got a notice and said that Apple was pretty unclear on the matter. So, in today's question, let us know. Do you think that Apple should try to retaliate against leakers? Because here's the thing, as the person responsible for this channel, this publication, and even the companies that I've represented before and the teams that I've led, I'm not the kind that will try to retaliate those benefited by my shortcomings. I take responsibility for what I do wrong and I fix it. This Apple is to say that the leaks are your responsibility, and it's totally wrong for you to try to go after anyone who's simply covering the flow of information, which only helps you remain relevant during the times of the year where you have no products to launch. Legally, I know that Apple has no case, and yet to try to use the company's weight and economical power to quiet the consequences of what your team can't keep under wraps is honestly shameful, Apple. How is this not being a bully? To dive these people in legal fees to defend themselves for your problem is not the Apple that you're trying to portray to the consumer. Dear Apple, the problem lies within. Fix it. That's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media, as our extended coverage happens on Instagram. You can follow me on my personal handles to see me give a little leadership discussion to certain companies. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.